ever. So this is going to be a really interesting setup because, you know, T1 has been able to finally this year get that curse lifted against PaperRex. They beat them early in kickoff, and now they're looking to do the same against DRX. Finally find that first win.
Well, for now, decent north side push coming through here from T1. Looks like they're just going to lurk back through that sewer. In the meantime, Spike as well as Hyunmin starting to bring things forward. Themselves situated here, drop Meteor, the one to try to hold the line. Just the classic in hand for the moment. There's a go freeing, pushing in through halls. Looks like it's going to be a relatively safe take here on the site. A little bit of a reroute there as the sheer wall does come up, but Spike does get planted. T1 now. They try to rotate around, get themselves into position, and try to go for a retake.
Yeah, with that Cypher util there, it's going to give some early identification for DRX, plus this late lurk from Flashback. It's got one.
That's one. Sylvan able to go ahead and avoid that, but it's going to be Meteor taken down off the rip. The rest of the players now starting to storm their way forward here in towards halls. Pain Shell up and over the top. No one there really to receive the damage, however, is freeing here on the stairs. Swing out from Buzz, though, finds the headshot. Bane, though, transfers over, finds three. Sylvan, Buzz, Izu, all going to be taken down. It's a 4K for Bane. The most recent addition. Gets things started as DRX claim the pistol.
And a lot to prove here for Bane. Bit of a rough outing the last time against Vitality, but a hot start for him. The emotional leader for DRX, getting involved early. See if that can keep them fired up, but this is a map that DRX has been very, very good on. T1 has struggled. You can see part of the problem for T1 on this map has been map awareness. They're not always fully reading what's going on around them, not always fully accounting for some of these lurks, some of these flanks. And that early pick by Flashback really set the stage, kept Sylvan in a very isolated position on an island, trying to figure out what's going on around him. Norb grab for Hyunmin. One of the bigger changes here for this DRX comp is that Yoru. Really curious to see how that's going to play out.
Trap set up, though. Flashback about to walk into this, but Meteor going to be taken down, and Flashback seems like he gets a very good sense of this, toggles the cam, and now is going to start sprinting. That will be heard, but he has the tripwire behind.
Right there.
The early alert system is in place. 2 rounds in a row now. Meteor picked off the rip.
Tripwire destroyed.
See how he fares going into the next one, but for now, DRX firmly in control. Buzz is going to take the rope across for that north side, joined by Izu.
I like this
Create
idea.
a little bit of split pressure here.
Yeah, I really like this idea from T1 because ideally you don't want to hand over any more orbs. Maybe you can find an exit frag, but just trying to find ways to die to the spike. You tripped the tripwire, so now you know you don't want to go through tree. Try to find a different direction to get in there and find a way to die to that spike safely. Let's see if DRX gives them the option. Ooh, stacks.
T1 identifying that it's fairly unassailable here. So will wisely go down 4 remaining players here to the spike. Freeing just going to go ahead, drift away. And that is going to be a flawless here for the side of DRX. Winning out the anti-eco.
Yeah, so for what it's worth, T1 plays that pretty well. One thing I'm going to be also really keen on in this matchup is Flashback for DRX.
Sure.
And so far, he's doing a good job. Like you were talking about, identifying that he was going to potentially be under pressure coming out of A main, backs off. This was something he had a really tough time with against Vitality. They're really tricky in the way that they'll make contact and back off, or make contact and keep pushing, keep you guessing as that lone flank player, as that sentinel player. So, you know, maybe you'll clear the cam and then you kind of wait it out, you take a pause and then rotate somewhere where Flashback isn't able to keep track of you, where he's not really clearing space, something he needs to be very keenly aware of. A good start for him in that second round.
Clear on the stealth drone, might have identified the presence of at least the one, but yep, the jump across there, Hyunmin taking space over here towards drop. Forces a tuck back from Izu. That allows for the orb to be snatched up. Bane now just 1 away from that rolling thunder.
But you're not taking any contact anywhere else on the map, and that's going to force a bit of a push out from T1.
Double stack, swing coming through, a little bit of a delayed reaction there, but Freeing still able to find it. Sylvan going to be taken down. Grim now out of the equation, stun across onto Meteors. He tries to stay tucked in behind the boxes. Stealth drone looks to flush him out and will be able to do so. Now he's going to be suppressed for the next few seconds. Dots flying his way, the pressure coming in off the flank. As there's those salvos down on the floor, and Freeing able to find him. Second kill in the round. And for T1, in a bad position now as Flashback comes in with a backstab, and Stack's clearly not getting word of it fast enough.
Spike planted.
Buzz now on his lonesome. DRX looking for yet another flawless. Looks like he's just going to stay tucked Try to see if he can find any exit frags here. We'll go across through sewers, an opportunity perhaps to find maybe Hyunmin, who's still there at arcade, but the moment staying here on this side. DRX at the same time. Blood in the water. Darks swirling. Buzz will be able to find one. A hell of a lot more would need to be done. And Bane swinging out. Go ahead and be able to take him down. 2 more charges towards that next Rolling Thunder, and a bonus conversion for DRX.
This is just a timing thing. T1 thinks they're going to be able to push a little bit of space with that contact towards Dish. They're assuming maybe it's an arcade push. Actually, there's a 2-man stack coming at them from the tree side. They pay the price there. Sylvan caught unawares, and that's Rolling Thunder in play as well that round. Very early for Bane, and they just smother Meteor out of there. And, big sigh from Stacks, the IGL of T1, as they're going to be on an eco. Sheriffs abound, a few half armors. Stacks able to avoid the salvos for now. Smoke going to come down. Certainly not much ambiguity to this hit so far for DRX.
Quickly forced out of halls, though. Sheriffs in hand will demand a degree of respect here. I mean, T1, the show just yesterday versus Trace. Get them in an eco position. They absolutely can claw their way back into a round.
You've got some nasty, nasty Sheriff players.
Look at this clear from Flashback. Getting through sewers, just sniffing around, not seeing anything, not hearing anything. Calls for rotation to come back over. And right now, DRX are gambling on the correct side of the map.
Yeah, this is a great read. And this is the part of the map where a lot of teams are going to try to punish T1 because Meteor has a tough time on the Vice, locking this site down. It's been a real struggle for him and Sylvan or him and Carpe, whoever, are typically locking this site down in their defaults.
Trying to go for the push up here. Fault line to hold him in place for the moment. And his rotations can now begin. Buzz watching for that late lurk. Not wanting to get backstabbed by Flashback this time around.
That's not ready.
Oh, such a nasty blind shot. Hopes of having that impact here from Meteor with Sheriff in hand. Less and less likely. Picking up from the stealth drone, able to find one. Fault line going to be going through. Players here in tower going to be stunned up for the moment. T1 still trying to encroach. Looking for players here, looking for targets, but it's just going to be freeing, mowing down 2. Meteor does manage to find 1, but swift cleanup here for the side of DRX. 1 casualty. Gunman happy to give his life for the cause as DRX get a 4-0 start.
T1 just really looks lost right now, trying to figure out exactly how they can play for these retakes, trying to figure out how they can get a read on DRX. But it's just great map control, great map awareness, and great calling from Mako here. They're avoiding any of the traps that T1 is trying to set up. That's something that T1 is very, very good at. You saw it yesterday on that Lotus with, you know, the combination. It's kind of looking to see if maybe Buzz can repeat some of that magic with the operator. Big part of his game.
Playing over towards Dish, so might have that early contact here alongside against Flashback, rather. So there's the peek out, and there's the kill. DRX now going to be well aware that this is in play, but T1 get themselves a nice early advantage.
That's huge, because now you can play a little bit more contact-based. You can react to the information you get. That's huge. Stealth Drone sees a bunch.
Try to flash him off the angle. He's able to turn from it. Continues to swing out wider and wider, but he's just eating damage, and eventually Bane is able to find that kill. All of a sudden, nullified. In death, Buzz will find the showstopper, but cannot bring it out until round 6. Flash coming out. The Armageddon paves the way. Izu here up top, jumps into it. I think he missed the timing on that one either way. Ends up falling to the wayside. Stacks is able to find one. Meteor still here, freeing. Trying to get him over the line. It's so damn close, but T1 will barely be able to scrape by with a round win. Up recovered, carried forward. That was a hell of a lot bloodier than it looked like it was going to be.
I mean, the firepower for DRX still very strong. And the support there for Buzz, non-existent. A good read here by DRX that he'd be playing behind that box. Maybe they saw pixel out of place or something like that. The salvos in the corner scared him off. There were some right next to him. And that kind of left him in a bad spot. Opted to try to find the timing to get through the Armageddon, did freeing. It's a huge win, though, for T1. Bulldog for Sylvan. Otherwise, they still had enough to scrape together a bye, but credit situation very dire for T1. Nice opening pick for Buzz.
Another solid shot there off the rip. Flashback. Same time. Pick off Sylvan over at Arcade. Is your stealth drone going to be able to identify 3 players? Doesn't necessarily tell them which way this is going to swing, though. So it looks like everybody just going to be taking the rope across to that north side, join in with Flashback. See if they can play off his opening, but Buzz is repositioned. He's tucking back over towards the spawn side, however, for a moment had an angle in towards Arcade.
Yeah,
Right there.
now kind of gearing up for more of a retake situation. They don't have much info on the map. All they know is that A main left undefended. So that's going to let Meteor slide back over. Worried that they might already be in tower. That's how late they are on finding anything on this side. Stealth Drone obviously going to give this away.
Gets it cleared out, but there's a showstopper in play. Slaps it down, gets a hell of a lot of damage, but cannot find the kill on the Mako. Still alive with 3 HP to spare. No margins here for him. Let's quick up into tower at that range. Shorty not going to be doing too much. Freeing. Gonna swing, able to find one. Meteor puts him down. Ult available. Does he send it? Looks like he's just going to challenge in for the fight and is able to find one more. Flashback dead. Bane on the floor, and Easy's got the cover to finish off Mako. T1 with themselves back-to-back round wins.
That's that coordination you need as T1. Really good util coming out from Stax and Izu. The salvo's there to flush out the angle for Meteor, to set him up nicely on that ramp. Really good coordinated play. Even though that showstopper doesn't do a ton of damage, Mako trying to accelerate his way through. But Meteor holding the line there, has the Razor Vines to protect him, to isolate that angle. And that coordinated util combo from your initiators. Very nicely done by T1. Now they're starting to get the wind underneath them. See if they can soar a little bit more. T1. Stealth drone again. This looks like a crunch from DRX.
Flashback just jiggling forward. Breaks that shear wall. Just some spam damage. Actually, does mention they coming down quite low. Meteor gummed up. Wow. Still has the lineup, knows the setup. Is able to take him out. Mako able to find two. Sylvan answers one back on the Bane. 3v2, the rotation still coming through. Buzz trying to get into position. Izu, if he can find one, would give him that Armageddon online. Has the salvos to try to clear out some of these angles. From here, this is going to prove to be pretty damn difficult to get themselves back in. Final smoke from Mako dropped here to block off Gen.
And Flashback going on a bit of a walkabout underneath the sewers. Salvos. Mako has to back off a bit.
Forced away, is able to escape, eludes that damage. Time starting to tick. Izu on the chase, swings the corner, finds one for the molly. He's going to burn him down. Buzz now alone here on the site. Sends to the flashback, swings back in. Snappy finds the readjustment, tries to get a weapon swap in, but Flashback is here to cover. Sprays down the corpse of his previous teammate. And DRX get themselves back into the driver's seat, not allowing for T1 to get ever closer.
It's just a great execute. That's going to be the hallmark of both of these teams. These attacker side setups that they're able to come through with. Great coordination. Mako able to swing in, find a bunch of big kills, 3 on the round off the back of that molly. Desk was talking about it. Mako has always been so fearsome on that Brimstone on this map. And it doesn't matter which side he's on, attack or defense. He's got tremendous mechanics, and already T1's economy after winning 2 in a row. Back to broken. Good shot by
Meteor.
Meteor.
Marshall looking for some impact here. Sylvan's going to be the one able to find it, though. You just got to trade out on these brims. Flashback, however, holding down Halls. Stops the push. Continues to just be lurking so damn well. Buzz and Meteor, however, are in the right spot. They're in a decent position. Shot into the chest there on the Flashback. Paint shells considered. Shots continue to fly. Just trying to stop the flood here. The swing out. Hasn't been able to find the headshot. Now it is all down to Meteor. That's the fake out. Hip fire, finds one, pours out into the open. Ooh. Gets freeing through that box. Cannot find the follow-up. And DRX not allowing these thrifty wins to come through.
Oh, this is just great stuff from Flashback again. And when I was VOD reviewing DRX's last match, this was one of the biggest pain points for them against Vitality, was Flashback not being able to control those angles by himself. He was often, you know, getting overwhelmed in 1v2s. Vitality was doing a great job in those situations, or in a lot of cases, just 1v1s. I mean, yeah, you're going up against Durka, maybe the best player in this tournament at times, and he was diffing him pretty hard, if I'm being honest. But today, looking a lot sharper, a lot more in control. And the way he's using his util, playing off of it, or just understanding the timings, All of it seems to be much more in sync. Obviously, there's a lot more experience here as well, playing against T1 a couple different times, so definitely a lot more comfort for him in DRX. And another big thing is, no, hold that thought.
T1 still a world away. Have to break the trip. Flashback there to try to shut this down, but three-player approach coming through that north side over towards Dish at the moment. Double Armageddon's at the ready. The swing coming through. Wide swing out, Buzz. Plants his feet, finds one. Orbital strike now going to be called in. Sylvan just trying to clear things out. Push up over the top of the ropes and freeing. Going to be taken down. Play advantage now here. He's getting forced away. The Armageddon shoving them back in towards Hall. The door opened up and Meteor. Guns down two. Mako out wide, just trying to play delay as much as he can. Final smoke, tries to drop it down. Swaps back over onto the Vandal. The jump out, cannot hold his ground. The defuse comes through. T1 persevering, getting themselves a flawless round win and multiple ultimates out of DRX's hands.
Oh, finally, T1 is able to find some space on the map with these early lurks. And this time around, it's just too much for Flashback to deal with. Singing his praises at the beginning. Has an unfortunate situation there, a 3v1 to try to hold down. Freeing then trying to make a play off the back of his Armageddon. Not going to do anything. And Meteor getting some good value there out of the Steel Garden, something that I felt like had been lacking from his Vice play so far this year. Was finding good opportunities to use that ultimate. That one right there, very, very good. Secured him the end of that round. So tip of the cap to T1. Now it's going to be a weaker buy for the side of DRX. Hero Rifle in Hyunmin's hands.
Flashback needs to run, needs to get onto that rope ASAP. Okay, just pops, swings out, he's still gonna fall, just not fast enough. Mako now almost goes for the peek there into Halls. Bane just strafing into the site. Meteor's tucked away. Looks for the second. Hyunmin able to find one. Goes to the corner, avoids the suppress. The narrow relocate is now Rolling Thunder. Crashed across from Stacks. Buzz, another showstopper in hand. He's looking for a target. Doesn't exactly know where Hyunmin's at, and even with the stun, he's able to find the headshot. Coming back in from Sylvan, but now it'll just be too much pressure coming their way. DRX crumble under it. T1 continue clawing their way back into this, now looking for a 6-6 half.
Kind of curious if maybe now a timeout going to be thought about by DRX here. It's just these three-man pushes from T1. They're just saying, let's just group up, let's just swing a direction.
Run them down.
Let's just run him down, exactly, because if we have the numbers, if we're able to catch Flashback in particular on his own, if we can guess where he's going to be, that's going to give us a huge advantage in the round. So got to make sure. And now maybe just a focus on the south side of the map. Simplify the game plan a little bit. Just have Flashback watching tree. You try to make a push towards A main, see if you can get it to go. And it's a four-man push for T1 in response to that. They're going to continue, try to just take space, try to double down on what was working those last couple of rounds. Meteor on an island, though, on A.
Line set up.
Not ready yet.
Catching a glimpse there, Hyunmin. Able to find him with a couple shots, but once again, this crunch getting ready to come through. Flashback. This time not going to be pressured out.
But that was enough to divert. Just Meteor's presence was enough to divert DRX. It's so unorthodox to have Meteor on A by himself. They can't imagine that that's the case. They have to try something different. See what Stacks can do here. Fault line at the ready.
Now just Jiggle peeking, spots him out. Freeing not able to find that headshot there. His flashes fly. Obviously, all of T1 nearby. Media at the same time, lurking forward in case this wraparound comes back his way. Figures that he's going to be good for one, if not two of them. Give his team the advantage, but now Salvos shoving back. Stacks there in tower. Push comes through. They here for the moment, though. Pressure continuing to keep DRX contained as Meteor gets closer and closer. Flashback left. Watching the angle, will have to hit the shot. Rolling Thunder now going to come crashing through. I think Stacks able to avoid that one. Meteor striking, finds one, finds a second before Bane can come to the rescue. The wheels now starting to come off as T1 get themselves just one round away from tying things up at the half.
10 seconds left.
What a gutsy call on that timeout by T1. And it was just enough presence shown by Meteor to send DRX into the stack of T1, into their strong side. DRX now, after such a good read early on, 4 rounds in a row, may end up splitting this half. And Meteor there finding great timing, great patience there to wait until for sure that Rolling Thunder kicks off, and that's when he slams in. phenomenal patience. I was a bit worried he might press the go button a little too early. You know, has to clear that trip that's back there. And that kind of allows DRX to rotate back the other way, but instead he waits till they commit. And that's something that I think both of these teams can be a little bit guilty of, is that they wait out executes a little bit too long.
State of affairs here. Glass cannon from Mako. Free, however, able to find that opening kill. Forced back away here from the salvos. The wide swing coming through from Izu. Looking to try to take some space, but it ends up getting shut down. It's flashback. Comes away with 2. The neural theft now going to be invested in Meteors all on his lonesome. Still going to be thrown, but it's a shallow one. Doesn't catch the players here on the site. Realizes now that they were in a lot earlier than he had anticipated. Has everything to do. 1v4 with Freeing at 16 health. Mako just not giving him the wide enough angle to try to get some damage through. Flashback tucked at Arcade. This is a nigh impossible situation here for Meteor. Salvos gets a chunk. Now down to 41.
Flashback should have the cleanup here. Oh no, Meteor does win that.
Headshot coming through, but there's so much more to try to grind through, and Bane will go ahead and put an end to it. DRX 7-5 at the half, secure themselves a lead, but this was a fantastic run back from T1.
Some really good adjustments made by T1 in terms of just countering how DRX was trying to play, especially Flashback.
Well, this map is contentious to say the least. Let's see what happens in the second half when we come back.
See how that new duelist changeup will work for DRX coming into this half. I was pretty surprised they changed on this map as well. I thought this might be the one where maybe they just stick with the Rays, but you know, really went all in on Yoru for this event.
Seems like they have adopted the same thought process around Freeing playing nothing but Taeho.
Yeah, why not, right?
On the Yoru, but so far that impact hasn't really been seen. Even in the rounds that DRX were able to win to get themselves this advantage. I mean, Hyunmin, he creates some space, he opens things up, but he hasn't been fragging the way that we've seen him in the last 2 series.
It's, especially on this map, it's really tough for yours.
Entry coming through, Buzz has to go ahead, 6 a landing, and finds 2. Frank Payne, both going to be taken out. Hyunmin now noted here on the flank, Mako slowly creeping his way in from the spawn. 2-player advantage. Monstrous here for the side of T1 as they look to get themselves another pistol win.
Look at Sylvan. He's out Narnia.
He is. He's going to rope across the back. They want to play this out as patiently as they can. Pain shells here at Mako's feet, forces him back, and he eats an immense amount of damage. Haven't been finding one, but I don't think this flank is going to be noted whatsoever. Not anticipated as Sylvan gets closer and closer. The call here, send him back across the rope, could it be absolutely devastating. Or it won't even come to fruition as Mako now. Last one standing with just 12 HP. The win, not in his sights. Some charges, perhaps, towards that orbital, his goal, but cannot find any more. T1 win the pistol, tied up 1-1 here in the map.
Just a great entry here by Buzz from the drop. It's a couple banger shots with the Ghost. Really breaks things open there. Whew. Snappy stuff from Stacks, but definitely has been Meteor's map so far. And a big-time pistol win for DRX, and you got to start to worry. Or excuse me, for big-time pistol win for T1, you got to start to worry about DRX. One thing that I noticed just kind of watching them on stage was they looked a little nervous. They looked a little shaky against Vitality. Whereas on that T1 squad, a ton of experience and a big opening kill.
Buzz finding Hyunmin off the rip, up and over the top he goes, lands on the box, and Mako goes down. Turns back, keeps his teammate protected, grabs the orb.
Showstopper.
This round is all Buzz all day long. Like you said, Showstopper now online. It is just Freeing. And given the way that he's just sprinting around, well, we'll be able to find a kill. Oh, almost a second. It seemed like he just wanted to get this round over with, get into T1's bonus. We are tied up at 7-7.
All right, the speed and acceleration for T1 has been working so far. Really get past that utility, get on top of that box. That's some really nice blast packing from Buzz. He's going to be rewarded with a Showstopper in the bonus. So this is scary for DRX. Have to be very aware of the positionings that T1 is going to be taking. Don't want to lose a player early Showstopper if you can help it.
Yes, this should do.
It's an interesting setup there with that tripwire right at the edge of tower. Trying to catch players, setting up, I believe, Mako.
Salvo catches it though.
I did.
Ends up getting cleared out. Cam still situated. Deltron not identifying Flashback's position there on the site. In the meantime, though, double push up through halls. Meteor goes in to challenge this. Young man on the counter swing will be able to take him down. Showstopper now, however, going to be drawn out. No one here to receive it. In the end, going to be a bit of a dud, but still space open up for T1 to get the plant going.
And they're going to have so much control. I mean, they've got Dish and main control. DRX only has one option, and that's the brute force their way through. They might try and clear main first. This is going to be challenging no matter what.
They get Sylvan escorted back. He's going to be in position for the Molly lineup. Realizes that's a fake out, but the real thing comes in. Stacks in the face. The Molly now sent through. Bounces down for the delaying. DRX realizes they can't even try to go for the tap here on the spike quite just yet. They still need to open up some space. They need to clear all these angles. And now the salvos are ready. Can hold a half. Hyunmin trying to scale forward, finds one. Half held. Half hold is there as Hyunmin looks for an ace for himself, but cannot make it happen. The hold comes in. DRX win the round, but they lose absolutely everything.
Oh, on a nice edge there. Izu playing that really nicely. But the fact that DRX commits to that half hold, sacrifices Mako, allows them to get that round win, but just barely. And they are going to be hurting economically going into this next round. Meteor running out on a 1v1, quite a bit of damage, pretty easy cleanup. I thought Sylvan might have the jump on Hyunmin there. He got ahead of the flash, swung wide, but Hyunmin with a nice reaction to take him down. Let's see what now T1 wants to do. Looks like an arcade push. Flashback here, trip this time. Hasn't been cleared just yet by the salvos. Stealth drone out. Getting a little bit of information. They're going to know that at the box it's clear, but Mako with the shotgun.
Lingering here inside the smoke with a timing buzz. Able to find it. That's devastating. He would have been absolutely dead to rights. Flashback does well to find the headshot. They lose out on Hyunmin at the same time. Spam across through the smoke past the Jen. Bane gets taken down and freeing. Locked in position here by these Thorns. That smoke only going to last for so long. Dissipates, he breaks the line of sight. How do you try to get a jump on somebody? Frenzy at this range.
They're using that Teo utility to smother him out of the round. It's going to be difficult for him to find the opportunities. Trying to be as patient as he can. Maybe stacks a Meteor on the way out. Rewraps back towards the ramp. Nope. Maybe just going to die to the spike.
It seems like they have a well-assessed idea of where Freeing is going to be coming from. Able to avoid him, so Freeing will just go down to the spike, but that means a T1. Not allowing for that threat to come in. Got to sprint it there. Okay. Gets in, dies. That means a T1 tie us up. Still neck and neck, 8-8.
Obviously a weaker buy, but a few things go pretty awry here for the side of DRX. Just the timing there. Mako thought he could redo the smokes. Yeah, you can see it. He knew the timing was just a bit off. Sure, Flashback got the one and done. Beyond that, just some smoke spam for T1, anticipating the flood retake attempt by DRX, just shutting it down before it even starts. This is a very important round for DRX. Their money is in the bin.
T1 just have to offer something at the moment here as there's a trade up. Mako Hyunmin on the floor, just stacks lost here. In transit over towards the site. Flashback going to be noted. The spray coming his way. Swings back out of the cage, but Buzz is good for it. And already, it's the backpedaling coming through. The call to save has to be made. DRX not finding purchase. This aggression out from T1 off the rip, just too much, overwhelming them. T1 will now gain the lead.
This is pretty wild. I mean, this execute style of Valorant that both of these teams play, you know, who was going to be able to kind of coordinate and outguess the other better? And so far, T1 has been making the better reads, the better adjustments throughout. First half in particular, I thought those were some really good calls by Stax and Autumn to change things up as this one went on. But here on this attacker side, they're just in cruise control. Send Buzz in, Buzz go kill, break open the site, easy money. You know, obviously there's some good util behind it. Izu's doing a great job on that Tejo. finding a ton of value. Meteor's just Meteor, man. Looking much more like himself these last couple of days.
Oh, for sure. I think this is the best performance we've seen from him on this Vice in particular.
Yes.
But it has just been electric here today.
Look, I'll be honest. I was saying a couple days ago, take Meteor off Vice. He's not ready for it. He's proving me wrong right now. He looks way better, much more comfortable, much better reads on the map. I talked to him right before the match. I just asked him, how you doing? He goes, Napunjiana. Not bad.
Yeah, I'm all right. Let's see what this has done to the economy here for DRX. Stinger in hand. Scout out onto Freeing. Hyunmin goes into the dimensional drift, spotting out Meteor. Primary target. See if he's going to be able to take him down, though. Jumps out around the back. Stun does come through. He's able to find one, but Freeing Mako going to be taken out at the same time, and now T1 sees control of the site. Just one rifle left in play here in the hands of Bane. Flashback with a classic. Maybe could pick up Meteor's gun.
You'd love to see if you could find a way to get that Rolling Thunder out of stacks here. If you could put a little bit more pressure, maybe find one pick. Force that ult out.
Flash in. Bane just getting team flash, though. Coordination starting to break down, you can see. Slow creep up, getting ready. Shock, clear off one angle. Swoop back through. Bane able to find Izu, but not before Hyunmin gets taken down. Gets himself a second as Buzz will fall, and suddenly the ground back in towards their hands. Rolling Thunder, however, gets the Suns across, but stacks himself. Fault lined, stunned up, swings in, finds one. The time is just not going to be there.
Shut up and let me work.
Bane realizes that it's a lost cause. Will take a kill, get another ult orb, but he cannot stop T1. Red Bull clutch goes their way. They now move up 10-8.
They're absolutely frying on this attacker side. I mean, credit to DRX. They're able to force out that big ultimate, but still couldn't find that round win. For a moment, it looked like the hope was there. Again, just Sylvan pushing through those smokes, disrespecting Mako's util. Great job. This aggression from T1 needs to be accounted for. You've got to find a way to maintain arcade control. It's being sending players down into sewers to create some crunches. That's been the one round that worked for DRX in this half. It was when they were...
It's there for T1 as well.
You can see they're stacking heavy on the B side. It's going to be a four-man push for T1 from the southern end. Meanwhile, yep, arcade control going to be attempted to establish by DRX. Just Meteor there on his lonesome.
And Meteor does well. Be able to find the one, turns for the flash, turns back. Gets with Hyunmin. Tip of the retake spear now going to be eliminated, but orbital strike coming through as things get chaotic here on the B site. Similarly, Armageddon trying to escort them forward, drop down off the rope. See Aftershock forces them away. Site's opened up now, in control of T1. Sylvan still has his own orbital strike available for the post plant, and he's in a disconnected position back out over towards Tree. Flashback not quite finding the kill. Saddles trying to flush him into the open. Buzz still here on site, able to find one, but Mako swings in, finds two, takes down his former cohorts. Right of the rope, Izu about to get timinged. Eliminated now, and it all falls down to Sylvan. The orbital will buy some space, but the Armageddon looks to shove him back, and he cannot escape it. Freeing with a 3K. We'll get DRX back in this. One round separating as they look to go 10-10, but T1 have so much cash behind right now.
This is a great adjustment, great identification by DRX, reestablishing control of arcade, giving up a little bit of space. Sure, Meteor gets one, you're able to trade it quickly, not that big of a deal. Because you have the orbital strike and you're able to use that when T1 wants to plant to force them into tower, then you've got the Tejo utility to force them out into the open, and you're crunching at the same time. Freeing catches his opposite Tejo, completely napping. But that was just really good execution and coordination. Waited out the timing on T1's Armageddon as well to send that orbital strike of their own. Very nice change up from DRX.
See, now they're starting to just do what T1 was doing before. They're trying to find flashback. They're trying to find Meteor now on this attack. Showstopper, however, built up that orb take. Meteor calls, yep, they're over towards this side. That's gonna be Freeing, taken down. The crunch here from T1, working a treat as Bane narrowly escapes. Flashback considering a swing out. There's the Thorns paint shells, forcing him further away, allowing for Meteor. Get set up. Get those popped. Bane of DRX held at bay. The Molly, the Aftershock thrown towards them. Thunder available here towards Bane, but can they send it? Sylvan flashed up. Needs a little bit of damage. Just a lick there from the Molly. But it looks like DRX are calling this off. The 4v5, T1 far too entrenched. No one on that north side to try to create that extra bit of crunch. They have to back away. They have to allow for T1 to get up to 11.
And it's just a great counter call here by Stax for T1. He says, all right, they want arcade. Okay, there's a big kill for Meteor on the back end. Another gun dropped for DRX, but it's a simple adjustment. We're just gonna go dish this time. Meteor, you hold the line at main. We've got the showstopper. If we can get through the site easily, you're gonna have backup, and it's right there. Lickety split. So the counter calls here, so good. And on this attacker side, have been highly favoring T1. Now what does Mako have in response? Because he's got a Rolling Thunder. The Neural Theft available as well. Some tools to work with, but a couple Bulldogs had to be bought down. T1 right back to arcade, and DRX isn't really reading this. Mako forced back. A lot of info gained. They know they're gonna have the space. You can see Bane sliding over, try to provide a little bit of support. Be able to fault line there.
Fault line's out, gets his little spot out, but definitely has to back away. Rope's gonna be taken, sits at the Molly, Rolling Thunder coming through. Stax just looking to try to storm him, but it's gonna be Buzz actually swinging around from the opposite side here on the site. Comes away with that kill. Shots just unable to connect. He's out at safety. Spike does get dropped, and Spring's able to find one. Kenman trying to scale for, trying to take some space, but cannot. Spring in flashback, however, will be able to stem the bleeding, stem the tide. Get themselves just one round away. But it's chaotic, it's messy. It's a scramble, the one that DRX narrowly come out on top of.
And this is the IGL calling for himself here. He's saying, Bane, get over here, help me with that util, send that ult out, buy some time. And then the quick retake before T1 can really plant their feet, find the ability to get the plant down. Great stuff. Great counter call again. Already showing how well these two teams know each other, how familiar they are with each other. This time T1 thinking about more of a tree push, but I'd like to see T1 slow down the pace a little bit. I'd like to see them work the map, see if they can bait out some rotations, some util from DRX. Looks like our drones are gonna say hello to each other over there over in A main, but Meteor here, able to jump the wire. Oh, that's so bad.
And that could be absolutely devastating.
TP will be there underneath sight.
Crash drifting across, but Meteor, he's gonna spot a both, and he's gonna be able to nail him. Bane freeing, not sure what just hit him. The Meteor to the back of the head, and they get devastated. And now for that gate crash, you can't take it.
There was an immediate ping onto that tripwire.
And there's an immediate call to go for the save. DRX just do not have the funds.
Yep.
And this is a tough pill to swallow, knowing that you have to let the opposing team get to map point on your map pick and then try to win it out in OT.
Wouldn't be the first time they've done it to T1.
Very true, but DRX looking very frazzled. Mako needing to hold on to this weapon. Backs away. Meteor similarly on the prowl, working his way through that defender spawn. Getting closer and closer. Mako just tucked here for the moment.
Right there.
But eventually the pinch is going to come through. Cam cleared out.
3 down.
Mako asleep at the wheel. Meteor collects one. The cage basically giving away their positions. T1 wanting to hound them down. Shot onto one, but Meteor finds the other. A 4K for him. One rifle surviving the round. Cash gone. T1 get up to map point.
It's 26 kills now for Meteor. And this is just expert awareness on his part. I mean, obviously Flashback probably getting a little bit of a talking to about that tripwire placement. And grabbing these guns at the end of the round is so devastating because that's going to only be 2 stingers that Bane and Freeing can afford to buy. A Bulldog for Mako. No ults to speak of other than the Neural Theft. And while you got the Rolling Thunder for Stax, he can send it right here.
They're looking for a clutch, but now the Rolling Thunder looks to shove them back. Hyunmin Able to dip out, freeing. Looks back through the door. Salvo's now starting to fly. Damage not suffered here on the side of DRX quite just yet, but all 5 players from T1 roped up here in halls.
It's a grab of the orb, and I think this is a good idea. Maybe back off of this, try a different direction. You have made it very readable what you're doing here. Maybe if you can find a pick in Sands.
Flash out, coming, looking for the play. Gun down, Izu, able to find one freeing here.
One enemy
Covering
remaining.
fire to go ahead and stem this
A.
push coming through. Somehow, some way, DRX. They managed to win it out. They can scoop up these weapons. The 2 dead. Minor amounts of cash, still gonna be a bit of a weaker buy as they try to push this into overtime, but they are persevering, and that's gonna be a timeout called here from T1.
It's a good idea from both teams. DRX there, just knowing that they can bait that rolling thunder out and just fall back. T1 so committed to this A hit, but they weren't changing their mind no matter what. Come hell or high water, they were gonna try to break through. Buzz goes in all on his own to try to create space. Gets shut down at the point of attack. As DRX, they're looking to get aggressive out of dish.
Curious, how quickly do they try to go for this? I mean, you see the pings covering that north side. Seems like, yeah, they're gonna call for a full crunch. Solid enough understanding of where T1 is going to be. They actually shut them down. That's just gonna be ult invested here. Steel Garden. Taking away their weapons. Space given up. Tripwire going to be cleared out here on the site. Meteor able to find one. Bane dead. Over towards that spawn side. Now set up. Retake needing to get started here, but flashback already going to be taken down 3v5 as DRX desperately try to get this over into overtime. Hyunmin down low. Flash connect. Stack's going to be eliminated. Buzz with the shorty able to find Hyunmin freeing, taking down Buzz. The trade's coming back through, but still the disadvantage here for DRX. Salvos and clears some space, freeing to try to disrespect the damage. Pushes forward, but gets cut down. 13-2.
This had been the map that they banned when they played a previous best of 3 coming into the upper semis. You had to know kind of what you were coming up against as you got to see T1 run all over G2 in the lower finals on this map. It's very execute heavy. A lot of the things that they're going to do are going to be based off that Neon Yoru combo. Hyunmin, though, taking a lot of damage.
They continue to swing. Izu just playing forward is going to just absolutely devastate them. 3 kills found, fast tracking that dimensional drift on this map when you're going up against a double duelist. Not something that you want to be going through. Flashback just eating the bone here. For he and Mako. There's only one option, of course, here, and that's to fight their way out. For the moment, getting ready to join back in, but everyone from T1 clustered up here. Around the spike, around the box. Tuck away on the one, Mako. Huge headshot. Knocks out Stacks, pop flash gonna be dodged, but as they all swing back together, Mako hits the floor, flashback, low on HP. Just get whittled away at as Sylvan collects 2, and T1 take the lead in pistols, take the lead on Pearl.
Izu's been so good these last couple of days, man. He has really been on point. And not slowing down here at all on Pearl. Disgusting. Just holds it down, and they walk right into it. They line up for him. It's a nice shot by Mako, but the damage was already done. I mean, this is going to be really tough if somebody like Izu just goes on a tear on this Yoru on this map. Obviously, on this attacker side device, it's going to be a little harder to find some of that impact to slow down those double duelists. And that's something that DRX really is going to have to be aware of.
Ping gets one. Should know that the rest of the team is going to be behind this, just given that they have no money, no economy. Nebula to try to slow up. It's going to be disrespected. They push forward. Sylvan able to find another Meteor. Out on the flank. Mo's down 3.
Down A.
Pushes back up through the smoke and even finds the 4th, despite being low on health. Flawless anti-eco from T1.
They're just so ready for this. Get a little bit of contact, fall back behind the site. Let Meteor swing in and do what he was doing on Fracture. Knock people down from the sides. Nice hold there from Sylvan. Gets out with just a lick of health left. And then Meteor full flash on the 3rd while he was full flashed up. Gets the 4th in there as well. So you're going to be carrying over all of those guns, a couple Bulldogs, an Outlaw, Guardian. Full armors, though, having to be bought up by DRX, having to buy down to a Guardian because of that Outlaw being in play. That drone, I don't think got the... Ooh, nice shot by Hyunmin. What a swing.
Yeah, just swinging out, able to find the headshot. Izu put on the floor. Outlaw now lost. Solid advantage.
They were looking for early aggression. We're DRX, and they found it, and they bested it.
Meteor's repositioned already. Looks like Buzz being called across the map. Try to join in, perhaps. Meteor just with a Spectre here. Odds certainly are stacked against him.
Back soon.
Gets himself tucked here alongside the screen. Nano at the ready. That's going to be cleared out of the smoke. Looks for the push up, but ends up getting fully flashed out. Hyunmin able to go ahead and collect the second. Site now opened up. Rotation at the beginning here for T1. Buzz on the swings. Trying to find a timing, but ends up getting cut down and makes things harder for the two remaining players here on his squad.
Try to find some value now. As Stacks and Sylvan. Sylvan's going to go on a walkabout. That Vice Wall is going to be there in his face to make things even more difficult. Nice shot by Stacks.
Snappy one. There's a lot more of that, though. Pushes out here onto that walkway and is not ready for Bane over at long. Ends up falling down, and Mako, solid one tap. Puts down Sylvan. DRX get themselves on the board, not allowing for that bonus conversion to come through and only lose out on one player.
Yeah, this is a really nice round for DRX. And now I'm going to be curious to see if they're going to start putting a lot more pressure towards the B side of the map. It's a lot harder for a solo Killjoy to lock this site down than a Vice. So if I'm DRX, I'm going to test Meteor on that site. I know he's been good today. I know he's been fired up. But just in terms of util that's going to be available to slow down B executes, I think it's a really good option, especially before T1 is able to get into an operator, potentially. We'll see Meteor grab those from time to time. For now, DRX showing a little bit of presence, making sure that that angle where Izu was pushed up earlier is cleared. But look at this setup.
Oh, Hyunmin gonna try to go for the grab here. Relay bolt gonna be sent out. And back off the angle though, and Bane. Low down Buzz, Izu at the same time, just taking some added fire woven into the back lines. Puts him to 16. Once again, solid advantage for DRX off the top of the round. Once again, start cutting their way across towards B.
Love this. You've already drawn out a lot of players. TP's trying to make its way over a little bit further to help the rotations, but Meteor's going to be under a lot of pressure. There's a little bit of util, has the one nano there and one at the back. Get the first one baited out.
Versus Ward trying to disrespect his own nano, but here's a swing out from Hall. Sylvan there. Provides some cover, takes out Hyunmin, but still end up losing on Meteor. Izu catching a glimpse there for a brief moment, but cannot collect the kill. Bane staying alive. Swing the back Halls, however, Mako not ready for it. As they all get massacred, Freeing just now arriving. Two players, close angles.
All missiles away.
Spike not planted. Needs to clear it all out, and he can't find one. Sylvan, big round from him. Gets 3. It's T1. Maintain the lead, maintain the advantage.
Yeah, Meteor buys just enough time here. Disrespects his own nano. This is a great opening pick for the side of DRX. Flashback finds that kill on a Meteor off the back of the fade util. But then Izu with 16 health. Best Mako in Halls. And that was the angle that DRX really needed to break open if they were going to get through onto that site, because T1 was rushing to flood through to deny the plant.
Thank you.
Because Izu wins that battle, they're able to do so. Let's see what got in store for us. It is a stinger for Hyunmin. Does have his ult though. Could send that through. You can see Meteor playing way further back, anticipating this ult coming in. Doesn't want to deal with any of this. Does pop both nanos. Hyunmin's going to be very aware of that.
Sees a glimpse there of Meteor. Sylvan, however, also reinforcing that spot, but will be forced away by the salvos for the moment. Hyunmin set up, pushing forward, maybe about to make contact here against two players. Just has that stinger, so doesn't want to go for the peek. Needs to try to see if he can get somebody to swing into him.
Cosmic Divide at the ready here for T1.
Push coming in, finds the first, stacks to fall. Bit of damage onto Izu, but the time he's going to be pound as Izu swings in before that flash can connect. Just a glimpse, that's more than enough. Bane pushing out through the Cosmic Divide, finding one, traded. There's the fake out, push into the smoke. Izu collecting another. 2v2, tap of the spike, the time getting away from them here. Spring catching a glimpse for a brief moment, tucks back through halls, sends up the salvos, delaying and ensuring their demise. They'll look to escape, cannot, but nor can Izu. DRX fight back, only one player surviving, Cash not in the greatest spot, but they keep it close.
They're doing good to get these round wins. And this is exactly what I'm hoping to see a bit more of from DRX. Punish the lack of defense that T1 is going to be able to set up on that B site. Obviously, you have the dimensional drift. It makes it a lot easier to get that info. T1 there has to play retake pretty much the whole way. Izu there with a really nice fake out. That got him a free kill on the back hall site, but now you're, like you were talking about, Money's getting a little bit desperate for both sides. T1 going to invest a little bit in this round, but not much. Trying to save up for a future expenditure. It's going to be the Armageddon for freeing. Let's see how they want to use that. Gunman's going to tuck in the corner. A lot of spam coming through with those classics.
Continue into the blink of an eye. For the moment, can have 4 players there from T1. Izu pushed forward, does have that gate crash just outside of sewer.
Not ready yet.
Look at all that util. Killjoy slotted over to A now, anticipating that this might be the tendency of DRX. They've gone B a couple times. Thinking about trying something different. How well can you dodge this Armageddon? See how Freeing wants to use it.
Recon does not get cleared. Mako, he's set in Astral form. That gets a ping reveal on all of them, but Meteor's still going to be taken down off the rip as Freeing's able to find the kill. Gunman with the pop flash here, into the back, does not find it. Sacks, however, with a nice headshot, puts down the enemy Yoru. Love to collect a weapon, but now flashback here on the flank. Can't quite find that kill, but Mako will. Turn sights to Art. DRX will tie things up at 3-3.
Yeah, the ultimates invested here. Kind of take that as T1. You're on a weaker buy. There's the operator. I think it's going to be going into Izu's hands for the side of T1. We'll see what they want to do with that. You got a couple players that can absolutely pop off with that sniper rifle. Combo there. The nightfall, the pings reveal the presence of the players, and they just swarm in, start knocking them down. Oh, got one through the smoke there even. Nicely done by DRX. Able to stabilize that economy a little bit now. Meanwhile, T1 going all in here, trying to see if they can turn this half around. They're going to slot over a couple extra players, Buzz and Sylvan. Going to be helping out Meteor a bit on this B site. Stack's already rotating over as well. So they've got a decent read that this is going to be a B hit. Armageddon, though, going to force Buzz out.
Jumps him back, disconnects over towards Stacks. Next 3 rounds, gets himself up top here as quickly as possible. Meteor going to take it out, but Buzz go ahead and equalize. This Gunman will fall. Goes for the re-peek though. Freeing kind of losing the plot. Somehow Buzz comes away with another. 3 kills for him, but now just down to Izu.
You are divided.
Cosmic Divide even going to be invested here. Thinking about it, waiting, wanting to try to go for the timing here perhaps. To peek the halls, nothing spotted.
Cutting through.
Looks like it might just be a quick exit, maybe one more peek down below into the gate crash to save this operator, because T1 does not have the catch behind to get themselves another.
Certainly not much he can do at this point, so just going to TP out, but really, really well done by DRX. Able to use that Armageddon to clear back halls, to get Hyunmin in there safely, gets a kill along the way. Buzz does his damnedest to re-clear that space. He swings in there, finds 3, almost breaks things open for T1 on that Neon. But instead, it is going to be DRX finding a 4th round. And they need to string rounds together here on this attacker side. This T1 comp very much built for their attacker side. We'll get to that when we get there. A lot of ults to think about as T1 as well. Kind of curious. This might be the moment for a timeout. Try to dial up one of those tricky plays that they've got in the back pocket. Can catch you out, maybe grab a Hunter's Fury, have the overdrive in play as well. Lockdown is there, but with Tejo in play, you know,
yeah,
it's It's there to bait out salvos.
Pretty quickly nullified.
Yeah, certainly when you're going against a Tejo, dude.
Yeah. Well, DRX in the lead. 3 rounds consecutively here for them, T1. The attempt he had. Still that operator recovered in hand. Quick little fake TP out. Izu just staying tucked here for the moment. Plethora of ultimates available. Buzz as well with that overdrive. Could absolutely start tearing people limb from limb.
Stacks. Be under a little pressure. Just a one and done position, but stealth drone there. Meteor tries to play ahead of it. Can't find the shot.
Timing does get suppressed. Forced back away. The Nano gets cleared out.
Now you've got a great read on this as T1. If you can gum them up right at the choke point, Stacks might be able to hit a great Hunter's Fury.
Third set up. Hyunmin TP's forward, gets himself here onto the side, sprays down into the smoke, but it's going to be Meteor who comes out on top. Buzz now, the overdrive in play. The pinch coming through from Art. Mako able to find one. Buzz falls down to 10 health. Marked out, looks for flashback, only gets a smattering of damage. Cannot find that kill. Lockdown going to be destroyed, of course, quickly nullified. All Freeing has to do is save the salvos for that. 3v4. Op needing to find value, and value has been found. Mako going to be taken down as Stacks looks for a little bit more. Izu gets a second.
Woo!
Escapes into the dimensional drift. Narrowly escaping, just trying to buy some time as Meteor with that Vandal. Looks to try to prevent this spike plant. 7 seconds remaining. Flashback, finding Meteor. Rotates around towards backside. Izu finds a third, and he gets the fourth. The monstrous Red Bull clutches Izu. Moment over moment. Makes every correct call and ties it at 4-4.
And by the slimmest of margins with the timing on the dimensional drift, he's able to get out. This looked so good for DRX. I love the patience, trying to wait out those ultimates, trying to get T1 to get into bad positions, and it works a treat. But then Izu shows up with the operator, knocks a couple down, dimensional drifts hell out of there, and then comes through with a crazy clutch. Unbelievable. Izu has been absolutely electric.
Quick jump peek there. Mako, seeing the operator, has to just back away. Can't try to challenge, can't try to lurk forward on that angle anymore.
And you're struggling to find information on right now is DRX. Haven't seen much on the map, but they're going to use the dimensional drift instead to make sure that they can figure this out. Backpedal from Stacks and Meteor on site.
This is one. Hyunmin just trying to get in, harass here. Gets himself tucked away at dugout. Meteor forward into the smoke. Freeing pushes up, is able to find him. Buzz trying to rotate around, but Flashback still able to find him, but it's not quite ready for Sylvan. Just find the kill. Stacks swinging in towards Secret. Hyunmin going to be taken down. 3v3, the wide swing, but Stacks wise to it. Cuts down Bane and Freeing. Only 6 HP. A lot now on the shoulders of Mako, and they're still 23 seconds away from those salvos.
A couple flashes to push this angle.
Grab well, but it's being blocked. They're just holding for the defuse. The swing out. Freeing will be good for one, but cannot bail them out. T1 will get the defuse. Will get the operator off the floor, and they will get themselves back into the lead.
Stacks does such a nice job in this round, holding the back lines. Freeing there, nice little crouch spam. Meteor not quite ready for it. Flashback catches Buzz, and then Sylvan's right there to trade. And these 2 wins here on the back of the site are basically what wins T1 that round. Stacks doing a really nice job holding the line. Sylvan, a fantastic round for him as well. Great awareness on the map. It seems like the comms starting to come through for T1. Starting to look a little bit better, and you can see the frustration from Bane. They're really...
And kickoff was gone for their opening match. They plug him back in, and so far this series, he has been fantastic.
Oh, this is...
26 assists on that Fracture map, on that Brimstone, and right now, in the second fragging position, just 1 kill behind Izu.
Let's see if Izu can find the early pick. Double stack for DRX. Spike here as well, though. We can't
Flashy
TP
can't
out.
escape. Cannot get away. Great little trap set up there from DRX. They play off it beautifully, but T1 quick to reply, quick to shift positions.
And that's an op picked up for this weaker buy, too. If they can somehow get a plant down on B, it is going to be so difficult for T1 to root this out without a really good flank. Is that Armageddon again?
Yep, there's the Armageddon trying to force support. Sylvan pushing up into the smoke. Baited by the fake out. Pop of the Prowler, the Haunt as well. Just looking to try to flush him out. Eventually they will be able to do so. Buzz able to hold for one. Slides back across. Relocates, but position has decently been tracked, but he still is able to stay alive as Meteor and Stacks come to the rescue. They say you might have trapped Izu, but you're trapped in here with me. With Meteor! And they just get shoved into the wood chipper.
This is absolutely bonkers stuff. DRX has a great execute here. They get the early pick. They smother Sylvan out with a combo of utility, the salvos to force him out of that position, and Buzz just immediately retakes that space. That's such heads-up play from Buzz. That's something that Vitality does quite well as well. So I think Buzz might have had that in the back of his mind. Gives DRX fits. You know, they think they've got that angle cleared, and if you can get there without them knowing, they're not going to recheck it. Very heads-up play from Buzz.
Looking for the check. Prowler, again, going to be cleared out. They'll have heard that shorty. They should know that there's an operator behind it.
Well, you say that, but Buzz usually has one as well, so.
Very true. Go either way. Just waiting for that to dissipate.
Spike
Able
down
to trade one back,
A.
so Bane on the floor, Izu gone. Still another duelist here, available for the side of T1, but now he's on his lonesome here on this side. Is that relay bolt not going to be fast enough, freeing just a bit quicker. Breaks things open here on B. The spike still being ushered across Meteor. Just keeping it quiet here for now. He and Stack slowly creeping forward, encroaching on this
30
position.
seconds left.
Two players here at back hall. Two players pushing up from long. Gunman, the first to fall. Meteor able to find one. Stacks continues to break it open. This is round.
Spike down B.
Once again, looks to get away from T1. Flashback now.
Rip and tear.
Has to do it all. 13 seconds remaining. Meteor stuck in
10
position.
seconds left.
Shock dart lobbed in. Plan comes through, but Stacks just swings out. 3 HP, no problem. T1 will move up 7-4.
This is a wild round. The spike drops over on A. That leads to T1 shifting their weight over to that side of the map. And that kind of leaves the players that are over on B on an island because DRX has snuck so far up without anybody on T1 being the wiser. So then Spike gets picked up by Mako after he gets the trade onto Izu. They book it back over to the B site. But it's a great read from Meteor and Stacks. They're able to get there just in time before the spike arrives and shut a couple players down. Freeing does a great job breaking this open, but then they're just not quite ready. The timing is just a little bit faster than they anticipated. Fantastic calling from Stacks here. Great recognition. I know Buzz is, okay, yeah.
Upset at first into elation. As now we go into the last round of the half. DRX looking to try to get themselves into a 7-5 position. Glass cannon for flashback. So all of the players starting to inch forward. Izu tucking back behind the screens, eating an immense amount of damage. That's going to force him to go ahead and take that gate crash across, but he's still nearby. They might suspect that he's a little bit further off than he is. We'll have to just wait and see for now. Flash is getting ready to pop through. Fake outs go flying. Bane, the first to fall, to push into the smoke. Sylvan able to find another. Gun barrel spotted there. Anticipating the push out. Gunman able to find Izu. Meteor Sylvan going to be taken down, but Buzz still here. Still fragging. Still finding kills. As Stacks dives in to get the finisher. 8-4. T1 out in front of the half.
That is an unbelievable half there for T1. Those floods were insane, but we're going to take a short break, guys. Another half of Pearl coming up. Smokes to cut off the entries from Link and from Heaven, and then they'll smother you out of Hall. Stuff like that is what T1 can do here. But if you have that Vice wall, if you have that Vice utility to slow it down to prevent it from really finding that coordination and that speed that T1's going to want to play at, this could be a good half for DRX, and it has to be if they're going to keep their tournament lives alive.
Slow to start. 3 players here from DRX to try to hold this back. Meteor waiting for a late linger. Stealth drone chasing forward, just seeing the turret here for the moment, but not go far enough to actually identify that killjoy. Buzz sliding in, yep, joining in alongside Izu. Making sure that there's no one here in halls. As Meteor gets ready to try to go on this flank. Disrupt the efforts of DRX. Minor delays there from the salvos. The plant can now come through. Snack sticks it, bring down to 41. Meteor unable to find the shot there. Flashback, however, going to be taking down Sylvan as he tries to get himself over in towards that connector. Snack's firing back for 1. Buzz now going to be taking down the Hall's position. A little bit weaker, but they line up for Izu. He mows him down with a frenzy. Flashback swoops in, is able to find that 1, but now finds himself in a 1v2. No, both positions. Gets up over top here of the screen. Has to tuck back. And with just 18 HP, it has to be clean. It has to be 1 taps. You got Meteor on the opposite side. Safe here on the corner. Gets off here for the half, is trying to bait him forward, goes for the stick. Meteor tries to run him down and will. 3-1 in pistols, T1. Look to bring this series to a swift conclusion.
DRX, I don't mind what they do in this round at the beginning. They understand the tendencies of this T1 team on this map. They've done their study, they've done their prep. They're playing for retake on B. If it's going to be that B hit.
It's only a matter of time. When Stack starts famosing, you better run for the damn hills.
But DRX, man, good reads, but the execution just isn't there. T1 is just out-fragging him in some of these moments. Speaking of,
Meteor looking for more and is able to find a second kill.
Anyone else?
And that's just the 1 ghost behind. Everybody else has got firepower. Everybody else has got rifles. Bane can make this a little bit more costly. It's good for 1. This Vandal, Guardian, the Bulldog all look to be carried forward. A splashback. Come away with another elimination. Sylvan timing. No, it's going to be Buzz over towards Secret to finish the job. To have a bit of fun. T1 get up to double digits here at their bonus.
I mean, they're just so confident right now as T1. So clean. Everything is clicking for them. Coordination starting to be much better than we've seen all year. And this DRX squad may be crumbling after such a good start to the year. Finally able to lift that Pacific trophy. You could see what it meant to those players, but here T1 may be getting their revenge. 10-4 now, a lot to do. Hyunmin watching that angle, got a brief glimpse. TP's back. Meteor trying to maintain full control of mid. The rest of his team gonna go on a walkabout. Meteor's in trouble. He just got spotted by that Prowler.
Destroyed.
Frink finding a nice one. Meteor going to be taken down. As well. Whittled away at, down to 45. Still looking for a timing, still finding it for 2 kills. Ow. Hyunmin Frink both going to be dead. The stun there, but Flashback still able to stabilize for that 1. But Buzz swings the corner. And suddenly the player advantage is right back into the hands of T1.
Spike planted.
Just the confidence to swing there. Unbelievable.
Getting the bonus conversion from here would be absolutely back-breaking for DRX. They need to somehow bring this back into their favor, but I'm not sure how you do so. Stax is already out at long. He's got a Hunter's Fury online. Reveal on the 2, but Buzz holds the line. Shuts down his former teammate, his former IGL. And that sends Bane packing. Desperately trying to hold on to this weapon. Buzz on the hunt, sprinting forward. Looking for the kill. Don't think he'll find it. Sylvan just might, but either way, T1. 11-4. Damn near everything robbed away from DRX.
just, he went for the fake clone play. He walked right past the Vice utility. That is unbelievable, Izu. That's why they didn't expect him in that corner. Absolutely. Just 9,000 IQ there from Izu. What a play. I mean, T1 has got everything. It's like everything they've tried just has run into a brick wall because this T1 team showed up today and showed that they have that veteran presence. They have that big stage experience. They have that playoff experience with Stax and Buzz in particular. Meteor as well, of course. So there is potentially sort of an experience factor. Izu trying to make his way through.
Checking things out. Comes out of the dimensional drift. Alone in the halls is flashback. Meteor on the lurk. Finds the timing on to Fring. Just has no idea. Flash it towards Hall. The cut across. Easy with a peek. Flashback gonna take it down. TP's forward. Bane's stunned up. He's knocked out of the park. As Hyunmin cannot find anything. A flawless round. T1 are up to match point. 1 round from their first playoff on this international stage.
They're just in cruise control. Izu is so good on this Yoru. He's all over the place there. Uses that dimensional drift to get into an awkward spot, but sees that it's clear. That opens up a little bit of room for Meteor to move in and find that first pick. Then Izu TP's into the back and just knocks him away, swats him. And here you go. Some hope, maybe, for DRX to try to get back into this, but at this point, you have to feel it's all but over, and all this A pressure may just be a bit of a fake for T1. TP out, Meteor against Bane, spots him out and gets the kill through the box.
A devastating start. Gunman trying desperately to track that Neon, but cannot. Slinks in towards Flowers. Meteor continues to scale forward, taking some space. Hunter's Fury now coming through. Hyunmin forced to gate crash away out to safety. Quick cancel from Stax, realizing that he has the spike. Pop on the fake. Meteor does get gunned down. Izu, however, able to answer one back here alongside Buzz. Weapons gonna be taken away here. Stax, however, sliding forward, tucked away into the cup. He still has that Vandal. Sylvan out at main, having his gun. The push out of the smoke. Weapons recovered. It's gonna be Stax who's able to find it. It's Mako. Needs to go big, or he's gonna go home. 1v2, they're out in front, but he can't find any of them! 13-4, T1